They gave me a faulty time. I gotta go. If they don't let me return that, I'll just show those. Cartridge doesn't work. How do we do this? Are we ready? Hey, you gotta make sure this is good. What you need? Like, control.
I'll get paid enough for all that. What's up? What's up, man? What you been doing? You been bullshitting, huh? I like that shade.
Hey, do we have the eggs ready?
Drew's the egg guy.
Okay, we got it. Oh, he gonna run it?
He's doing the eggs, yeah. Nice. Look at that background. That's sweet, huh? It looks like it's just floating. Pretty cool.
You're gonna stop the music. I'll do a little bit of the intro. Go over what we're gonna do.
Is this on? Alex, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
You can?
Yeah, all good.
Great. You got music on in there, okay.
And then you know how to cut the music and then play it.
Hey.
Have you been a bunch of buddies from Bunch of Vets and actually you just drive over that?
You just have to connect your Wi-Fi.
and then you feel like you're just saying,
Wait, whoa, they go online betting now?
something weird, you should get connected to their Wi-Fi, and then after you connect to their Wi-Fi, you're going to stay with it. That's the dumbest. But it's very cheap. I don't know what's doing it. Yeah, cool. They're all right, right? And
That's the end of the casino, just they never run.
working hard, you know, kind of right. You go into the little area.
I'm just gonna call it, take all my money out of it.
Yeah,
It's not up there.
it's two different ones too. Like I could hold it.
Yeah, you had to, I already did. I traded mine. You just have to stand on, or the rivers, it's the river.
Oh, you hear this new Young Dolph album? Ooh.
Golf.
Young Dolph got a new album.
Thank you.
Look at the aces. This is the jam right here.
The FanDuel PA app, they've been under maintenance for 11 hours. It's still down. Like the game starts. Hey, the game starts in an hour. I'm trying to get it.
11 hours!
Hey, they can hear you.
So how does he tell you, right?
No. Shelly, Tommy, James, Alyssa's on there.
Project. Music. You got an egg for me and then guns.
You got an egg in here for you. Mr. Nolan. You're 2K club.
Should have had more. I would have had more.
Yes, sir.
Believe this person does it. The hierarchy is together. The next competition is that's direct.
You guys got some horrible music over here.
What's he gonna put like
Looks like some elevator music.
Someone doing it. Someone playing the beats and be DJ. Stock out right there. No. I got my part. I don't want to know about a party here. Just draw your rank up.
So big hammer.
I got all excited when I went down the stage and told me the story.
Yeah, need something.
Keyboard hits.
What? You don't know what?
Big dogs.
Got one at a time.
You want to put everybody on the screen?
What's up, fellas?
Oh, legendary
Shit.
shit.
At the beginning.
Legend. Wait for it.
We're going this way, right?
Right here's fine.
Bro, when y'all drop off again, you gonna cancel it.
Come on, guys. Right, we're over there or something.
Yeah, move the light and stuff, move the box.
You should have showed her 200.
150, and 100.
The charger?
That old
I say
The big old
cheaper
one.
to, it must be like it's cheaper to go big now than it is to go
It's too
big.
retro, bro.
I think you
10
did.
years.
Can I grab it? I'll put it right back, bro. Go ahead.
It's actually
On
on
Yeah.
it's plugged into the cord,
Sorry, Casey.
six finger.
Someone asked Rich, that old geezer's got one. He's got.
Richard is
I know, I was like, yeah, you know those like.
When did he sign up for classes?
You ever see those pictures of like Jesus, like he's riding a dinosaur, and he's got like M16. Yeah, you know those like pictures of like shirts. It'll be like Jesus riding a dinosaur. He's got M16. Yeah, like American flag. That means.
I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. She makes me feel alright. She makes my heart sing. And when I'm feeling low, she comes as no surprise. Turns me on with her love. Takes me to paradise. Do you love me, Mary Jane? Yeah. I'm in love with Mary Jane. I'm not the only one, and Mary wanna play around. I'll let her have a fun. She's not the kind of.
Hey, just so you know.
Hey, is anyone up there?
You are? I'm just letting you know.
Well, why don't you mute us? You're jamming, man. Oh. I don't know when you're here early.
That's a personal question.
Like, I'm not a fucking chest up.
Tracy's declining. Back in the back of his chair.
Right?
I'm back in his chair. I thought you were walking by and grab it.
Yeah.
Oblivious to everything. When you walk right by, you also knock it over so you saw.
Can you guys hear on this? I got my ear pods in. Can everybody hear this?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's go ahead and give it a minute. We'll give it a minute to get started. If you're actually in the office, guys, maybe you can make me a host or something until we pass it on to who's next. Drew, good, everybody can hear pretty good? Awesome, awesome. Cool, we'll give it one more minute and we'll go ahead and get started. So. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get it started. If you could just make sure your phones are muted. If there's any issues, you can't hear me, just make some noise, let me know. I'm using my ear pods today, but I wanna get, hold on one second, there's that feedback. What are you doing? You're sitting right here with me. What are you doing? You're sitting right here with me, you're going on a call. You're right here. It doesn't make any sense. All right, there we go. It's on the TV now. Nice. I can see myself. All right, awesome. So first of all, today I just want to get started out by welcoming everyone who is new. I see some new faces on the call. So welcome to the call. Welcome to the agency. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Welcome. anybody that's new. We get together every week. We like to recognize our top people. We don't go a week without giving some recognition and making sure that we huddle up as a team and be together as a unit. So today's our weekly meeting, and if you're on the East Coast, it's the afternoon. If you're on the Central Time, it's still the morning. And as we continue to expand, we're going to be having people in all time zones here. As you guys know, the company has gone virtual, and we are now in 46 states. We don't just have to operate in our own backyard, which is just takes this opportunity unlimited. And I thought it was opportunity unlimited the whole time until now. Now it's even, if it's a possibility to be more unlimited, it is now more unlimited than it's ever been before. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we have, over the last month, we had some policy holders that we serviced, and the company calls them and follows up on our work. And literally, we've gotten tons and tons. We're not going to be able to go over them all today, but the ones that were most recent and the ones that just came up on the email first, we're going to hit the top people for that. We're going to have today, we're going to have 2 speakers. We're going to have Austin speak. She's been crushing it. And we're going to have her come in and say a few words. And I'm going to go over the competition for next month already. We still got 2 weeks left this month, and we're going to still have some fun this month. But I have some, we have some fun stuff in store for next month as well. So just to address where we're at right now, we're at halftime, guys. Today is halftime for the month. And just as any great team, any great coach, any great player, any great captain, any great leader would lead themselves and their team in a game, in the field of battle, you know, if you know halftime doesn't really mean much. Halftime means that that if you're ahead, then you can lose the game. And halftime means if you're behind, you can still win the game. So regardless of where you're at for the month of August, let's use this month as an opportunity to start a winning streak for ourselves and put up another W on the board for yourself. So coach yourself up, figure out what you need to do, use logic, use numbers, but also use a lot of energy. Get yourself fired up, provide the right motivation for yourself. Think about some of the best halftime speeches you've ever heard, and can you give one to yourself? Maybe you might have to look it up. Maybe look up some great halftime comebacks. One of the ones that stick out in my mind, if I had to say one of the greatest halftime comebacks, let's say you're behind right now, what comes to your mind? Teams that are down. What's a great movie? Where somebody was down and they come back? Rocky sticks out in my mind. I mean, if you want to go all out, you could just talk about Rocky. But talk about real life, because Rocky was a movie. If you want to talk about real life, the comeback that comes to my mind is, and it always does, is, and it still just blows my mind to this day, is the New England Patriots when they came back against the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody knows that, and if you're not familiar with it, just look it up. The numbers alone are just crazy how they surmounted such a comeback. So keep in mind we're at halftime for the month, guys. So let's make sure we're rocking and rolling for the second half. Next thing is for today, we're gonna do the surprise eggs for all the people, for everybody who did a great job over the last week. And in order to get the surprise eggs today, and why don't we jump in? I want to get started. Before we jump into the surprise eggs, let's get started with the competition. Then we'll go right into the surprise eggs. So last week we had a competition. We're trying to give away $1,000 right now. So I just want everyone in the agency to know kind of what we're up against, because we're always going to be competing. And right now in our category, we're a brand new agency in this company, so they put us in a rookie category. And in our rookie category, we're in category 12. What that means is there's 7 other SGAs in our category, okay? And we have to compete for number 1, obviously. And right now, for last month, we are number 4 in our category. Year to date, we're number 4 in our category. So our first competition is to go from 4th place to 3rd place in our category. That's what we need to do. So in order to go from 4th place to 3rd place, we have to take out the agency named Mario Herrera. Mario's out in California. So he's our first competition. And we have a game plan as a leadership team over the next month or two to surpass him. And then we're going to set our prizes on number 2 and then number 1 as an agency. So get geared up, get excited for that so we can start winning and dominating in our area. Now, we have short-term goals along with that, just as we're going to grow. Everybody here is going to grow. And as we grow as a whole is how we're all going to grow individually. So if we could all focus on our first goal at task, which is going to be knocking out 50,000 a week. That's our first fight that we have to win. And if you ever played video games, I don't know if you played video games before or maybe lifted weights, but it's like a board. You know, in a video game, you have a board, and you have to beat that board in order to go to the next level. And if you don't beat that board, then guess what? You have to start back over and do that board over again and over again and over again until you beat that board. So our first board, our first level, our first number, our first amount of weight that we want to put up, if this is weightlifting, if your goal is to bench 200, you're going to go up there and you're going to put up 175. And then next time you're going to work hard and try and hit 200. And if you hit 180, then the next time you're going to work hard and you're going to hit 185. But eventually, if you keep coming at it and keep coming at it, you're going to get better, smarter, and strong enough to put up that weight, to beat that board, to execute that level. So as a team, we have to know what we're up against in order to beat it. Our first number is 50,000 as an agency. When we hit it, we're going to get the prize. At the end of the board, you always get a prize. So when we beat this, we're going to give ourselves a prize. And the prize is the top person's going to get $1,000 for the week. And when we do it 2 weeks in a row, the top person's going to get $2,000 in the week for the week. And we do it 3 weeks in a row, the top person's going to get $4,000 for the week. And at that point, we might have the top 3 split it. And when we do it 4 weeks in a row, the top person's getting $8,000 for one single week. So 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 is what? That's $15,000 in a month. We're going to be handing out the extra money to everybody for us winning. So when we hit our number, we have that whole entire month to go get it. So I want us to take this week and next week and go crush our 50,000. So that's what we're up against this week. We're going to give away $1,000 to the top performer. And that's everybody in the agency doing about less than 2,000 on average for the week. So I think we all have that within us. So beyond that, though, we also did a contest for surprise eggs. So let's do some surprise eggs to have some fun. Let's do some surprise eggs. We'll have some fun. Do the surprise eggs and do some verification calls, and then I'll announce the competition for next month. We got a fun one for next month. Go ahead, Drew. Take it away, brother.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Everyone can hear me? Good.
I don't know.
Yeah? Okay, we got thumbs up there. We got thumbs up.
Thanks for listening.
All right, we're going to have Casey pick him because he's tall. All right, so we're just going to run down the list. Everyone, this is 2K. 2K or higher got you an egg, or if you had a personal hire this week, it got you an egg, all right? So the first one is here for Gio.
Gio.
Yellow.
Yellow.
So $20. Yellow's $20. Hold up. So Gio. Next one is Nolan.
Nolan. Come on,
Coming for you,
Nolan.
Blue, $50. Can you hold these?
Who else is in here?
Next, Matt Brown. $100 to Matt Brown. Next up is Wright.
Right, go on, right.
Pink. All right, that's the new one this week. Pink.
200. Let's go.
No. All right, Pink is agency gear. So you're either going to get a hat or a t-shirt from the agency website. Let me know which one you want, all right? All right, next, Tommy Whalen. Tommy Whalen. Yellow for Mr. Whalen. All right, yellow's $20. Daniel Ramirez had a good week this week. Got the blue egg. All right. And then last for 2K Club, blue's 50. Last for 2K Club is Patrice. Worked their butt off this week. Patrice. Green egg! Patrice with the 100. Let's go.
Cat rice.
All right. Now, the other way you could get an egg was personals, guys. All right. So run down the personals list here. First one is Josh Urenko. All right.
This is going on next week, right?
Yeah.
Casey better
All right. Danny Ramirez got a personal and 2K, so he gets 2 eggs.
Wow.
And he got some agency gear. Okay. Next, again, Tommy Whalen, 2K and a personal this week. Another yellow. So he got $100, or he got $40 out of this way. All right. Blake Rodrian got a personal here. Another yellow, $20. Kristen Kovacs, who's actually in a sit right now.
Get that bean. Get that hot dog on her.
Oh, some agency gear. Get her some gear.
All right.
All right, myself had a personal in the group this week, got hired. Oh, some agency gear. We'll take it. Alex also had a personal this week. And he is a big money green.
Alex.
Next up, Daquan with a personal hire this week. Oh, some agency gear.
It only takes one.
Sarah also with a personal hire this week. Pink again, pink again. Melissa with a personal hire this week as well. She got the blue egg. She got $50 coming to her. All right, Matt Hunsberger also with a personal hire this week.
Ozzy with a green.
With a green egg! And then last but not least, Kelsey Carpenter, not even hired yet, brought in a personal herself, and she got $50 for that as well. So that is everybody. Everybody that got pink, please either text me or let me know what you want from the agency store, either a t-shirt or a hat. That way I can get it to Tommy. Everybody else, I'm getting this list to Tommy. He should Venmo you guys or Cash App you guys shortly here, okay?
Kristen wants a polo medium.
Good job, everybody. And the contest again, same thing again next week for the contest, guys. So more chances next week to get some eggs.
Next week, same thing. All right. Thanks, Drew.
Are you passing it back to me now, Drew? Is that what's going on? Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Perfect. 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 So, hey, we're gonna go right into the contest and then the verification calls. All right. So the contest for next month. I want to get everybody on the contest for next month, and so. Anybody ever heard of March Madness? The college bracket, they take 64 teams and they bracket it off. We're going to do our own March Madness, but it's not going to be called March Madness. It's going to be called September Sickness. And instead of 64, we're going to have our top 32 people make it into the tournament. Right now, we have a little bit more than 32 people that are agents, and we're going to take the top 32. So based upon how we perform over the next 2 weeks is going to determine our seeding. Over the next 2 weeks is going to determine the seeding. So we're going to look at the reports for this month and the next 2 weeks, and the top performers can be seeded number 1. The lowest performers will be seeded down to 32. And we're going to go from there. So it's going to be a 5-week tournament, one-on-one. A 5-week tournament, one-on-one. You're going to be seeded against someone. And if you win, you move on to the next round. And if you win, you move on to the next round. So it's going to go 32, 16, 8, 4, and then a championship. The championship is going to be for major prize money, cash money. The final 4 is going to win cash money just for making it to the final 4. And if you get kicked out of the tournament, each week you're going to have an opportunity to earn tickets And at the end of the tournament, we're going to be pulling money for cash prizes. Or if you guys want, we can do like some luxury cool prizes. But every time I do that, like if a guy wins a Louis belt or a girl wins a Louis purse or some Chanel sunglasses, a lot of times they say, hey, can I just take the money and go pick it out for myself? Ryan is sitting here right now. He was just on tour with Earth Gang, and they had one of the most successful tours that Dreamville and J. Cole's ever had. And because they crushed it, J. Cole bought all of them Louis Vuitton. What did you get? He got a Gucci backpack. He got a Gucci backpack. And he said it was cool to get a Gucci backpack from J. Cole, right? But he said, to be honest, I probably would have just took the money. I would have rather just took the $2,000. You know what I mean? So most of the time, it just goes back to, so we can still keep that up in the air. We're not finalized. I'm not sold one way or another. If you guys want the winner champion to get a Gucci backpack, it'll be a Gucci backpack, you know, but it could be cash money, whatever we vote on as a team, you know. But I want to make it fun for us. I want to bring out the best of the best. You know, we're all competitors here. And that's what we came to do. We came to compete and win and have an opportunity to perform. So this is going to be one of the first and the first ever September sickness in our agency. And I'd like to say that when Arius Agency started, we started in March in 2008. And in September of 2008, they did a September sickness, and the champion won $1,000. And I'm just saying, you could probably guess who won that competition. It was me. I won it. I actually won the first ever September sickness, and that catapulted my career. Just one of the other feathers you can put in your hat along the way. So it's exciting to be able to do this for us, and I'm excited for us next month. It'll be fun. Without further ado, though, get excited for September sickness. Don't forget about why we do what we do. We have so many satisfied and happy clients from all the great service we provided. And I always say, great quality results come from quality people. And when I look at these reports and when I hear the responses that the clients are saying about us, I'm like, that's spot on. This is top quality people. We're doing top quality work. And when the results come back and we get to hear the words from the clients, it just kind of verifies everything that we were doing. So this is about the past month or so. Casey, if you could go over all the great ones for us. Casey's going to break down all the great reports. And when we get a good one, everybody give them 2 claps, Case, at the end. All right?
All right, at the end. So we got a lot of verification. I think I got about 17 or 18 of them we picked out on here. But
can everybody hear Casey? I don't know. I can't hear him.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Thumbs up. Can we hear everybody? Thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. Now, most deals from home office, guys, will be verified. And you want to make sure if they have a clean app, that means they didn't have any medications. They're going to verify time, the date you were there, all the good things, the job that you were doing, anything that they can pass along about the job that we as agents are doing. So we got some good ones here. Karis Bennett said about Rodrigo Lopez that he was a very good rep. 2 claps. Very good rep. 2 claps. Julia Morales said about, shut up, Kristen Kovac. She's doing a wonderful job. Brandy said about Austin Oaks, Brandy Marshall. She was very informative and made her feel comfortable. Theo said about Nolan. He did a great job. Sean Cafferty said about Drew. He was pretty good.
Can I take one of my claps back?
Julia said about Wright. He explained everything. Oscar said about Alyssa. She's doing a great job. Kaylin said about Andre Stafford, very informative and thorough. And agent made her feel at ease with the decision he made, helped her understand. Good job, Andre. Julian said about Alex Tanasha, he was really great and friendly. Wendy said about Vince, he's amazing. Benjamin Farab said about Gio, liked working with him in response to calls. Good job, Gio. Tamaya Mills said about Austin, will recommend to friends and family. Good job, Austin. Mia said about Ashley, very professional, and she appreciated the follow-up call.
There we go.
Good job. Filippo Kenyana?
Yeah.
He's perfect and good at his job.
He's perfect!
I'm looking at Picasso, right?
Ezekiel said about Ryan Haynes, great rap. Joel said about Todd, T.O. Double, he did a great job. All right, George said about Danny Ramirez, good job. Steven said about Melissa, keep up the good work. Good job, everybody. That was pretty much all of them. There's a whole great list. Keep doing a great job, customer service. So they do want to refer you, and they're giving us great scores. So great job. Keep it up, everybody.
All right, I'm going to jump right in and keep it moving, man. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yes? Okay. Hey, phenomenal job to everyone on there. I wouldn't expect to hear anything other than all that. So we're going to have more. There's already a bunch more come in. We just didn't get to get them on there. So great job on all of those to everybody on there. My favorite ones are the ones when they say they'll refer them to friends and family. Now, can I give everybody a quick tip on this? I don't want to talk about work too much. I'm just kidding. That's all we talk about pretty much. But anyways, here's a little pointer, okay? When I would get a verification call, I would call that client, okay? And I would thank them for the compliment. Now, if they said they would refer a friend and family member, you are in the money. You're golden. But if they didn't, let's just say he did a great job or she did a great job. I would call that client and say, hi, Mary, or hi, Joe. I just wanted to call and thank you for the compliment that you gave me. Our company gave me feedback on the call that they gave you, and they said that you had nothing but great things to say about me. And I really want you to know how much that means to me. Like I told you before, I really work hard and I try to do such a great job for my clients. So to hear that feedback and that compliment means the world to me. And the only thing that would mean more to me than that compliment is if you were to refer a friend or family member to me as well, that I will be able to service and do the same work I was able to do for you. And that's an easy way to call, solidify your deal more, and just communicate with your client. And if they don't give you a referral right then and there, they're going to think of someone. You can call them back in a week or two and follow up with them. And there's one or two easy layups right there for us, guys. So when we get those, write those down. Don't forget about those people who said good things about you. So I can't say enough good things about Austin here. She has absolutely crushed it since she came in the business. And, as a female, we have just a lot of we'll just be honest with everybody. There's a lot of males speaking, a lot of males in the business. And I think 2020 and the next 10 years is it's going to be more females than males. I feel like coming in and doing this thing. She's worked in many fields before. She's crushed it in sales and in many different companies. She's been a leader in many different companies. She's been able to recruit, train, build sales teams in many different industries. Along with that, she's a mother of two, and she's going through starting a new business and raising a family and not making any excuses at all. And she puts a lot into it. And it's just impressive. And I think that it'd be good for us to hear some of the fire that she has, and hopefully some of us can take a few things away from what she can bring to the table and have to say to us today, because she can talk way better about different things than any of us could ever bring to the table. So it's going to be great to hear from Austin. So guys, if we can take some notes, give her some attention. She was up at 6 in the morning writing her notes out for this. So give her a round of applause, and I'll pass it over to you, Austin. You want me to hold it for you?
I mean, I don't know what helps.
I'll hold it for you.
Hey guys, first, thank you and thank Tommy for this opportunity to speak to you guys. There's a little bit of side noise, so just sorry in advance. But I want to speak to you real quick, briefly. I got 5 pages. When I told Tommy I had 5 pages, he kind of looked at me like I had 5 heads. I'm gonna make it quick, but I definitely want it to be worthy of your time, and I really hope and pray that you take something from it. So I was going to talk to you today about purpose, mission, and vision, and not losing hope. So I want to ask you and really have you ask yourself, what is your vision? What is your purpose behind this deal? To make a bunch of money, I'll be honest, money is a big driver for me personally. And that's okay. Don't be ashamed of that, but that might not be what personally drives you. So, if you don't know what your driver is, you need to figure that out. You need to figure out what drives you. That's most important. But in that same respect, if money is your purpose, in this deal, that could be why you're struggling or why you might hit, a struggle. Purpose and vision are different. It took me a long time to figure this out. So if I can kind of help eliminate some of those roadblocks for you in this regards, your purpose in this deal should be to help people. You should be waking up with the mindset of, I'm going to help the masses today, and with a huge goal of how many people can I help? How many families' lives can I impact? Guys, what we do is serious stuff. And it doesn't just impact families, it impacts generations. Like, it's huge, huge. We get to do what we do. It's a big blessing and an opportunity for sure. If you're going into each day with, how many sales can I make? Let me just say this. You should have a goal, and your goal is broken down by how many sales you need to make each day to hit your weekly goal, to hit your monthly goal. That's huge. But, that shouldn't be all of it. It shouldn't be, I need to hit 1,800 or 3K or 6K today, because what's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated, and consistently it's not going to work. So you got to have the two that work together. Okay. And you're going to get demotivated. People are going to, they're going to sense that. So some of you know my background, and Tommy kind of shared a little bit with it. I've been blessed to work in a couple different industries when it comes to sales. And I'll tell you that, when I let money drive my purpose, I failed miserably. But when my heart was aligned with my purpose and my mindset was where it should be, I hit those numbers every single time. And the no's that you get or you're going to get, they affect you less and less. It doesn't matter anymore. Kind of like when you're having a bad day and you see somebody, you might be driving and they honk at you or they might flick you off and you turn around and you look at them and say, have a good day. And you mean it, because your mindset's right and it's where it should be. And guys, like if your mindset isn't strong, you need to be working on that personal development. Personally, I'll be honest, like into 19 and 2020 was kind of hard for me. And if I didn't have my alignment with God and my kids and my personal development, I listen to personal development any chance I get. Whether or not that's me working out. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up an extra hour early. I go to bed an hour late. I do a ton of personal development because it trains my mind to be strong, and you're going to need that. Now your vision, let money drive that all day long. Your vision has to be huge, and it can't just be, top producer for the week or next month. It's got to be long term. And you have to have that, like I said, broken down. Guys, the dashboard, when Tommy walked me through that, I was like, this thing is amazing. This is brilliant. It's incredible. It's everything you ever need. So if you're not tapping into that a couple of times a week, seriously, why are you not doing that? That's all you need. It's huge. And the mission is going to, the mission that it's going to take to accomplish your vision doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's not big enough. The good book says, without vision, the people will perish. Vision gives us hope. that your circumstances will change, that your family circumstances will change. And where you currently are is not where you're going to be. Vision with heart says, I will do. I will stand, and I'll put both of my feet firmly in the ground, because if I don't stand for something, I'm going to fall for anything. That's huge. That spoke volumes to me when I heard that quote. Steve Harvey said that, and he's one of my favorites. You've got to want more, and in order to achieve more, you have to have a certain level of expectation in your mindset. You have to expect that your life, it's going to be better than it was in 18 or 19, or better than it is right now. And it will be, because it has to be. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can do something about it. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of what you do about it. One of my favorite quotes is, if you change your attitude, you will change your altitude. It takes courage to do this, a lot of courage to do this. When you feel defeated, you're not hitting your goals, getting setback after setback. It takes courage to keep going. Another favorite quote by Winston Churchill says that courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. I think that pertains to what we do in this deal, like all day long. Mm-hmm. When you step into your fears and encourage yourself to go on, something happens for you. It will enable you to transcend yourself. And God, that's what it's all about. I guarantee you that 95%, I was thinking this morning when I was really thinking about this, I guarantee you that 90% of you, including myself, are living below your ability. I guarantee you. Who you are hasn't been fully discovered yet. I don't think any of us really know fully what we're capable of. And your vision and your mindset really has to be in alignment of that. And you got to give yourself more credit than what you're probably giving yourself, just to be honest. Think about what you've been through thus far. Adversities, what you've overcame, every obstacle that has defined who you are right now. And so let me ask you, really think about this. What's the vision? What's the vision? What is your vision? And in order to achieve that vision, you have to be able to see yourself out of your current situation that you're in. That's going to make you uncomfortable. I'll be honest. When I see where I want to go and what my visions are, it makes me scared to death. But there's no other choice. For anything to be great and to be achieved, your comfort zone must be disturbed. You got to reconnect with the vision of what it really is, and you've got to reconnect to who you really are. If you get into the habit of just being mediocre, it will become a part of your consciousness. And if you get into the habit of giving less than what you have to give, it will begin to reflect into your personality, and you will begin to damage yourself, and you don't want to be a part of that self-destructive behavior. A lot of people, they give up before God gives you the gift. Steve Harvey said this too, as a quote, and I love this. A lot of people give up before God gives you the gift. When you ask for something, God boxes that up immediately. But you have to remain on Faith Street in order to receive that gift. When God boxes up that gift, he doesn't just tell you the date it's going to arrive. You have no idea. But most people, they move over off of Faith Street and they move to before the package even gets there. They're over there on I don't see it circle. Mm-hmm. I don't see how it's going to happen circle. And he don't ship packages over there. So you have to stay in the process, guys. That's huge. So I think, in closing, if you can ask yourself these things sometime today or this week, you need to realign your vision. What is your vision really? Seriously, and don't sell yourself short. What is your vision? Realign yourself and your mindset to fit where you're going, because where you're going, you're going to have the right mindset. And is your mindset strong enough to support where you're going? Again, personal development, guys. I cannot, go hard enough on that. And know that, through the nightmare, you will reach your dreams and destinations. And that kind of sounds intense, but there's biblical terminology that supports that. It's not easy. Through adversity, you reach your goals. So nobody wants to hear a comeback story that was like, hey man, it was easy and I'm just freaking awesome and I'm talented and I got straight to the top because I'm great. People want to hear a story that's going to motivate them and help them. And isn't that the purpose of it all? So make sure you're mentally strong enough to handle, what your goals are, because they should be that big. Don't sell yourself short. And the time is now where like Tommy says, I mean, we're at halftime. So, you start working on it today.
All right. Thank you. Give me a high five on that. Guys, give it up for Austin. You can just see why she's done great. And we're just so you guys know, if you hear a bunch of ruckus, okay, I got one vacation this year, just one, and I didn't go nowhere luxurious. We went to a lake. I'm just sitting in a lake on a boat. I thought we can come down to the boat because it was really quiet about a half hour ago. We're like, oh, we'll head down to the boat. We'll have the meeting with everybody down here on the boat. And then sure enough, 2 pontoon boats pull up. And there's just like 2 families over there going ham, beeping the horn and kids jumping in. And it's a party over there. We don't know them people, just so you. But, the phone just dropped. All right. So anyways, but that's where it's at. And at the beginning of this year, we knew this agency was getting started, and it was my responsibility to lead this agency. I wasn't gonna leave anything up to chance. So it's January. If anybody knows me, I was gone every single week. January, February, and March. I was gone every week, and I came home on Friday, and I saw my family on Saturday and Sunday, and then I was gone. Monday, back at it, gone for 3 months in a row to make sure this agency had an office and had licenses and had everything so we can operate, and then the month of March, we all moved up here, and this thing kicked off in April, and we broke an agency record. We broke a company record. We're the fastest agency ever to do $100,000 in a week. And we're going to be the fastest agency to do $5 million in a year, because by March of next year, we are going to be doing $100,000 a week in production. We are going to have over at least 100 representatives on our team. We're going to have at least 35 leaders by March of next year. We're going to have at least 100 people on our team, and we're going to be doing well over $100,000 a week. And from March of 2021 to March of 2022, we're going to do $5 million in production in our second calendar year. And that's never been done or even thought of in company history. There's only been 18 state directors, only 18 SGA teams that have ever done $100,000 in a week, $5 million in a year, 18 in company history. We're going to do it in our second year. So I'm excited about where we're going. And to close it out, guys, and I promise this is my only, I'll be back and I'll be working every single day until we close this year out, okay? But to close out the meeting, guys, we asked Gio. Gio's been, 2 key words that you want to have in I guess, a leader, a partner, a manager, just anybody in your life, I guess. Like, think about people that you want in your life. 2 qualities that I really want to have somebody in my life is somebody that's reliable and someone that's accessible. And Gio, anytime we call, he answers. And not only does he answer, he's reliable to get the job done as well. I got friends who answer the phone, but they're not reliable to help me out, right? This guy, he answers the call and he gets the job done from day one, and he'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. So to close us out today, guys, we're going to have Gio Vaca come on up and give us a couple minutes of heat, guys. So welcome Gio up to the stage.
All right. Over here. See me okay? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I know everybody here can hear me. Thumbs up, obviously. Hey, real quick, guys. Super proud you guys got to hear Austin speak. I was privileged and, honored to be able to train her, develop her first month, be a top producer in the company. And, it just shows, success leaves clues. That girl calls me like literally, and she'll contest this 9 times a day. Literally, she's the first person to call me in the morning and one of the last. So success leaves clues. Just remember, the best people out there, they didn't just fall at the top of their mountain. All right, they got there by constantly climbing and getting cut up and climbing even more and just rocking it. So thanks to her being able to speak, that was like one of her second or third times being able to speak. So Thank you for that. You did a great job, obviously. Thanks to my team as well. What a privilege to be able to close out the meeting. When Tommy passes you the ball, you don't drop it. And that's one thing is you never want to drop the ball when Tommy gives it to you. So I'm going to be able to close out the meeting. It's an honor to be able to do so. One thing I want to talk about today, guys, in specific is a little bit more about legacy and your last name, okay? We need to understand something, guys, that we're doing something much, much bigger here. We're not just enrolling people into permanent insurance benefits. We got to think about legacy, okay? Legacy is something that is passed down. It is your mark. It is your footprint in earth. It is your contribution to the world. And some of you guys are already thinking, well, I don't care about legacy. I don't have a family. I don't care about legacy. I'm single. I don't care about legacy. My family didn't care about me. Why do I got to care about that? But I'm here to tell you, you have to understand that we got to care about legacy. One thing that you need to know, whether you like it or you don't, you're going to leave a legacy behind. The question is, are you going to be intentional on what you leave behind? Are you actually going to be intentional, or are you actually going to just let anything be left behind? Imagine this, guys, a story way back when I was chasing Top Producer. I was running a gun and I was traveling all over the place. Guys, this is when we weren't virtual. I was traveling 4 hours away, 5 hours away, paying for gas, doing all of that. And I remember I had an area, it was Towanda, it was called 4.5 hours away. I used the Sunday to book up all day. Monday I had an 8 a.m. appointment. Remember, guys, this is 4.5 hours away. So what I did was I left about 4:30, drove 4.5 hours away. It took me actually 5 hours to get to my 8 to 9. I was actually a little bit late to my first appointment, right? I went appointment to back, enrolled and protected a lot of family members that day. But what I realized is that I never booked a hotel. Never booked a hotel. And what I did was I told myself every single trip that I've ever been on, I never really booked a hotel. I usually just would walk in. And what happened was I walked in to a hotel. At this point, it was 12:30 at night, right? Go into a hotel. They're all booked up. I'm like, all right, a rural area. You would think it wouldn't be booked up, but it was. So then I went to the next hotel, 30 minutes out, booked up. Started calling around, and I realized that every hotel around was booked up. There was some sort of event that was happening. So I ended up driving another half hour just to go to this one hotel. I had one room for one night. Thinking in my mind, like, please be available when I get there, right? Like, is this true? When I called them, they said it was available, but I don't think it's true. So I drove there, exhausted. At this point, it's 1, 2 in the morning. Get there, pay the price, right? In the elevator, I'm like, this elevator is taking too long, right? I look at the door, right, to the room I'm supposed to go to, and I felt like as I'm walking there, the room was getting further away. I was so exhausted at this point. I finally get to the room. I'm like, heaven, this is awesome. I'm going to plan, get some rest, and go to my next 8 a.m. appointment. But I get to the room, and I realize that it smelled like cigarettes. Now, those of you guys that smoke, not knocking any of that stuff, with someone that has never smoked before, that's a potent smell. So I get in there, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Oh my God, let me just suck it up and let me go to bed, right? Get up in the morning. I had some sort of headache. It was just not that great, but I left, right? I left, went to my appointments, and I went to the restroom one of my appointments, and I got an email saying that I got a bill or I got charged for smoking in the room. Guys, I never smoked a day in my life. I never even tried a cigarette. But this is the picture of some of our lives. Some of us are living a life that stunk so bad that was passed down, and we're paying the price for it right now. Some of us are literally living a life that was handed down to us, and we're paying the price for it. Guys, and what I'm here to tell you is that when we're leaving a legacy behind, we're not trying to leave that dirty, nasty, stinky life. What I'm here to tell you is that you got to be building a legacy right now. You got to be realizing that somebody is going to leave a legacy behind, whether it's good or bad. But that life that you want to leave behind, that hotel that you want to leave behind, can either be a stinky one or a clean one, okay? So we need to realize this. Everybody here is probably experienced in their lives an addiction, or somebody in their family that had an addiction. Maybe it was your father. But when you dig a little bit deeper, you start to realize it wasn't your father. You dig a little bit deeper, you realize it was your grandfather. Then you dig even deeper and you realize it was your great-grandfather. Guys, it's because they weren't thinking about legacy or how that would affect the generations to come. We need to realize that it is important to leave a legacy and the right legacy. Maybe you are on this earth today. Specifically, God put you on earth today to be able to change that and be a curse breaker. To be able to change that. Listen to this. This is crazy. Listen, are you guys with me? Let's go.
Let's go.
Woo! There's power in your name. Listen, Abercrombie and Fitch is a last name. McDonald's is a last name. Armani's a last name. Baskin Robbins, Chrysler, Fisher Price, Gucci, Hennessy, Harley Davidson is a last name. Hilton is a last name. Honda, Kohl's, Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? Lowe's Theater, Marriott, Maybach, Nordstrom, Porsche, Rolls Royce, Charles, Rolls, Henry, Royce, Wells Fargo, Henry, Wells, William, Fargo, Walgreens. Here we are thinking that we're buying a product, but we're actually buying a name. We're buying a family. And while we're making that family more rich, we're actually making ourselves more poor. When we go out on the weekends, you go to a bar, the bar owner is getting rich while we're getting poor. We're buying shots and going out on the weekend and we're making ourselves broke. Right? Whether you like it or not, you're leaving a legacy. What if I told you this? There's a blessing attached to your name. Maybe you start thinking about legacy and you start thinking about kingdom and you start realizing that maybe you're here to reverse that and be a curse breaker. Realize that you might know why your name is what it is today, but I promise you after today, you're going to realize that you're here to change that name. And I promise you after today, you're going to want people to have your last name. You're going to be able to realize that you are the curse breaker. You are the kingdom. You are the person that when you're getting married, you're not just getting married. You're breaking a curse. When you're graduating college, you're not just graduating college. You're breaking a curse. You're not just graduating high school. You're not just saying, guys, you're breaking a curse. Everybody around you is about to be blessed because of what God's getting ready to do in your life. Listen, we got to get this, guys. People are here saying that legacy is not important. I'm telling you here today, legacy is important. You're passing something down whether you like it or not. And I'm telling you that we need to recognize this and we need to realize this, that it's making a major impact on our lives and people ahead of us. You are going to leave a legacy behind. You are going to leave something behind. What you need to realize is that you can't forget about how you started. You can't forget about the pain, the discomfort, dad not being around. You can't forget about the pain, the adversity, the rejection. You can't forget about that stuff, but you need to realize that that stuff is not going to dictate the rest of your future. That's not going to dictate how you're going to end up. You need to realize, and some of you guys are probably right now thinking, well, Gio, I mean, this sounds great. This sounds awesome. But now I'm looking at the last 6 months, the last 2 years that I might have wasted, or the last year that I might have wasted, or the last 20 years that might have left some pain behind to our family. But here's the thing. God has a good way of taking the old and making it become new. God has a good way of doing that, guys. Legacy is built right now, but you're experiencing it later. You're experiencing it later, guys. You got to be like the builder. You got to be like the Picasso, the Michelangelo of your lives, painting the picture of what do you want it to look like. You got to build your team now. You got to build your values. You got to build this stuff now so that you can leave a legacy later. You got to realize that you're like a farmer. You're a farmer. A farmer thinks I'm sowing seeds now, realizing I'm going to reap those benefits later. I'm sowing now to reap later. That's what a farmer truly thinks, guys. Listen. Conclude on this. Your last name is bigger than your first name. I don't care how you got your name, but you need to be living for your last name, okay? Your first name is about you, but your last name, it's about us, okay? Remember, guys, you are creating your book, your story. Some of you guys have hit your climax, okay? We need to realize that that chapter has already been written. It's already imprinted. We need to turn the next page, rewrite that chapter, and really make a difference on what we're going to leave behind for our legacy, guys. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.